Melbourne Tzu Chi volunteers head over to Victoria, Australia to conduct an aid distribution for forest fire survivors. Filipino immigrants turn the downtown area of Taipei into what is now known as Little Manila. Welcome to DaAi Headlines, and Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. A forest fire broke out in Victoria, Australia in February of this year and ended up burning down many houses. Therefore, Melbourne Tzu Chi volunteers headed over to assess the damages. However, the local relief organizations have never heard of Tzu Chi, so they questioned their intentions. Fortunately, after much effort, the misunderstanding was finally resolved. Tzu Chi then successfully held an aid distribution for them.
A distribution was held at Laboratories Hall, Victoria. After the forest fire in Victoria, Tzu Chi volunteers from Melbourne came to hand out blankets, medical kits, and emergency cash to fire survivors. The relief organization gave a name list to Tzu Chi after it was touched by the volunteers' sincerity because it did not know Tzu Chi before.
They keep asking us, would you like to help those families as well? So we all say yes, as long as they suffer from the disaster, we definitely will help. We were so lucky we met the first family, so gradually we get more and more, and up till today we actually have about 42 families.
The survivors are surrounded by the volunteers' love and best wishes.
It just brings you back to how people can care for you when you don't know them, and it's uplifting, and it does bring you back to what's really important in life, and that's people.
For people who I'd never met before to have given their time and their love and care I can't express how important it has been.
I can't quite describe it, but something about it is without any conditions, I guess unconditional love, I suppose, and it's really lovely. And I know a lot of people felt the same, and I think it was because it was this feeling of compassion that was here, and emotional support, as well as the financial support you're giving, that is probably means a lot to people.
I've always been interested in Buddhism, but I'm really interested, I would like to practice.
You think you might volunteer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Accepting the stranger's love and warmth, these survivors will pass on this love to other people.
41-year-old Chew Kean Hong has been undergoing dialysis treatment for over 10 years now. Then around 3 years ago, he was transferred over to the Tzu Chi Dialysis Center in Penang, Malaysia. At first, he was quite bothered by the Buddhism aspect, but slowly but surely, he was inspired by the unconditional devotion of Tzu Chi volunteers and the medical staff there.
At the age of 19, Chew Kean Hong began to do kidney dialysis and mistakenly thought that toxins would be removed from his body. 10 years later, the disease flared up again and he had to undergo dialysis again.
When I first found out the disease was already quite serious, so I had to undergo dialysis. The doctor said that my kidney is quite small, so I need to undergo dialysis at a younger age.
Chew Kean Hong's kidney disease did not lead him to experience depression as he attended the University of Technology, Malaysia. There he studied many internet-related courses as well as production and news editing. Now works as a Tzu Chi documenting volunteer.
I do this because I have some time to help. Tzu Chi has helped me, so I want to help and pay back their kindness.
Even
Even though he was going to school and taking tests, he still reserved some time for us and did some editing for our news pieces. He's very enthusiastic about doing this editing work for our news reporting.
As a Christian, he understands the power that can be conveyed through the Bible and Jingse aphorisms, which he wants to spread through these news stories.
The Bible is a collection of stories. I think there are two things that teach us to be better people. The first is that you should help people if you can. And there is a Jingse aphorism that says, kind words are like pure lotus flowers.
While he is battling health problems, there is still time to be inspired and do good deeds.
The aspect of humanities in medicine has always been the key to Tzu Chi's medical mission. In order to keep passing down the spirit of giving, Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital will regularly host a sharing session during their annual anniversary event. They hope through events like these, the medical personnel can get a deeper understanding of the importance of holistic medicine.
所以我开始想要为他做些什么。我请了社工过来。
The ICU nurse Zhu Ji never forgets about the need of patients and their family no matter how busy the work is. The medical team and her thorough care for the patients have won first place for the Complete Care Award.
At the ICU, normally people are there for a short period of 2 days, so it's not easy to get deep into their heart. But like the Master's teachings, we should calm our heart and give compassion to everyone we meet around us. I am very honored and thankful to the recognition from the management personnel of the hospital.
The Complete Care competition invited doctors, nurses, and related medical staff to participate together. After the first round, 13 teams entered the final competition, and the hospital management staff and the volunteers were in charge of evaluations.
其实这个竞赛是要所有的职类都要。
The competition actually requires all medical divisions to participate, but I personally think that nurses have performed the best. They've brought other colleagues to become a team. The score is not the point, but the compassion in everyone's heart. What we care is if they've devoted their whole heart to provide a complete service to all patients.
Other than the presentation from 13 teams, there's also a poster area for the public to get to know their medical services. They hope that through this kind of activity, medical staff can continue to cultivate compassion in their hearts to care for patients in need.
Ju Mongrong is a third-year college student from Taichung. She's a very filial child. She devotes most of her time in taking care of her grandmother and her ill father. Due to being so selfless, she has neglected in taking care of her own dental health. However, one time last year, she had the good affinity of meeting Dharma Master Zhen Yan, which allowed her long-time wish of being able to smile with confidence, soon to becoming true.
我的牙齿那么丑，现在它好看，我不行了。
Ju Mongrong can now laugh with her teeth showing, something she refrained from doing in the past.
In the past, I had many cavities, so my teeth were dark no matter how I brushed them. Now I don't have this situation, so I'm not as scared to talk in front of others.
She suffered from cavities and missing teeth since a young age, as her family didn't have money for treatment. She's now in the third year of college, but she put all of her time into taking care of her grandma and father. She never dreamed of getting her teeth treated until she met with Dharma Master Zhen Yan for the first time at a Tzu Chi event last November.
When I saw the master, I avoided her eyes and kept my head low. Then she told the volunteer to take me to Tzu Chi Hospital to fix my teeth. I was quite surprised.
Her dental treatment is still ongoing and hasn't finished yet. However, she is already showing good progress.
It's much better now, and she's got more confidence.
Her father's physical condition wasn't good lately and cannot go out due to stomach ache. Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital Superintendent Zhen Shouxing purposely made a medical home visit to check on him.
I went to have a screening, and they found 2 gallstones and arranged for me to have surgery.
To take care of her ill father and her bedridden grandma who had a stroke, she has taken a month off from school. Volunteers often visit her to share her burden. Ju Mongrong has shouldered all the family responsibilities and stayed strong through hardships. She believes that all the obstacles will one day pass because she has power from the master and support from Tzu Chi volunteers.
Because of the master, I can have such a big change. I thank her from my heart.
In the the 1970s, the Zhongshan North Road in Taipei was a busy business location that specialized in the sale of foreign goods. Later, the area started to become less appealing. Normally, many Filipino immigrants will already frequent this area, so they took the opportunity to develop a type of home base for themselves. Now it's known as the Little Manila.
When I came to Taiwan, I told myself I must learn Taiwanese.
Imelda is an overseas Chinese from the Philippines. She has been in Taiwan for more than 30 years.
I used to be here. I used to have a shop right here.
On the second floor, there are signs advertising Philippine snacks, foreign currency exchange, hair salons, etc. On Sundays, many Filipino migrant workers and overseas Chinese gather here. Imelda was one of the first group of Filipino overseas Chinese who immigrated to Taiwan. In the 1980s, the government encouraged overseas Chinese to become naturalized citizens. At that time, they chose to immigrate to Taiwan. Initially an English language secretary, she decided to open a restaurant in order to take care of their children after marriage and seek out fellow Filipino compatriots.
If you go to another country, you must find a way to live happily.
Although her restaurant has moved into the alley, she still has a distinction of being the first Philippine restaurant owner in the Jinwanwan building. It has been open for 23 years and is a place where she spent most of her life.
Previously, the first floor of the Jinwanwan building was for selling foreign goods, and the second floor was for tailoring and repairing clothes.
I came here to marry. I have been here for 16 years. When I first came, business was very good. Most of the clothes we made or altered were for the Taiwanese.
Filipinos call it the Wan Wan building, and as soon as they say it, they immediately think of their hometown.
Every Sunday we're shopping here. It's like being in the Philippines. It's all about the Philippines. Everyone speaks Tagalog.
Located on Zhongshan North Road in Taipei, stores here mostly sold American, Japanese, and European imports. There are about 60 stores on the first floor, and there are literally 100 shops on the first and second floors. With more people going overseas, imported goods are no longer special, and this once bustling business district in Taipei began to decline. In fact, the second floor became a sort of cheap warehouse for goods. Fortunately, the arrival of another group led to a revival, spurring business in this building. Now this whole area has become known as Little Manila to many.
All of the people here are Filipinos. They want to come and chat and be happy. The store is open from Monday to Saturday. Yes, we are boring and also tired.
Most of the Filipinos who came to Taiwan in the 1980s were overseas Chinese. After the opening of the market to foreign workers in the 1990s, a large number of laborers entered Taiwan. Among the foreigners who currently have valid residence permits, there are more than 147,000 people from the Philippines, which is behind that of Vietnam and Indonesia. There are nearly 20,000 Filipinos in the greater Taipei area alone. Aside from daily necessities, this population also is special when it comes to religion. In the early 1990s, the only church in Taipei that provided English and Tagalog services was St. Christopher Church. It became the spiritual home to Filipinos in Taipei, and along with the crowds, there were also numerous business opportunities.
They come and gather here once a week. They get together and chat, and they can also buy some clothes. They also purchase things to send back home to the Philippines. This is what they do. The Filipinos really love their family.
More than 90% of Filipinos came to Taiwan in search of work. They have also made a new home and overseas community for themselves. Their commitment to community and family has also helped revive a stagnating business location in Taipei, which is now bustling because of this foreign population.
May is the month to both honor the Buddha and also one's family members. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers in both Beijing and Shenyang held gratitude events for the community members in order to give them a chance to express their thankfulness.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Beijing hold a parents' gratitude event at the Jinshi Books and Cafe. They designed a skit to promote the mother's love. Volunteer Ren Ying plays the mother's role, and it touches her deeply.
可能这一生，我失去了自己的儿女，但是呢。
I've lost my son and daughter, but the sons and daughters in the world are also my sons and daughters. When I saw them surrounding me, I felt I was the most blessed mother in the world.
Highlights of the event come one after another. The most touching one is the children serving tea to their mothers and telling them they love her.
很多人在生活中，包括我也是，就是不经常会。
Many people, including me, don't say I love you or thank you to our moms and dads. But when we're in this place, in this environment, it doesn't seem difficult to say them.
In the Tzu Chi office in Shenyang, China, many children and their parents are also in tears.
There was a parents' gratitude event last year. My child was in a lesson. They asked the parents to be with their kids, so my husband and I went with our child. But they didn't serve tea to mothers. Then for this year's Mother's Day, I said I'd serve tea to my mom.
Children, big or small, serve tea to their mothers and tell them they love them. Volunteer Xiu Shuyan came with her mother who suffers from cancer, and she hopes her mom will live with more optimism.
My mom toiled too hard on her life. She's physically ill but also suffers psychologically, so I want her to walk out of her psychological suffering. If she can do it, she'll recover from her physical illness. I can feel that she's very happy now.
The hugs between the parents and their children present a sense of bliss that cannot be replaced by anything else.
The Tzu Chi Australia chapter conducted a Buddha Day ceremony in Sydney this year. Many Dharma masters led the participants to pay respect to the Buddha. There was also a tea ceremony that was ever so heartwarming.
To the sound of Buddhist chanting, Dharma masters entered the venue. Tzu Chens give flowers to receive blessings. The Australia chapter hosted the Buddha Day ceremony in Sydney, and the event was solemn.
Through this special day, we will tell our Buddhist disciples that we must always purify our hearts and clean our worldly mind.
Volunteers and community residents have calmed their mind through Dharma teachings. Christine, who brought her daughter with her, made a deep reflection.
Actually, my child, she has autism and ADHD diagnosis from the doctor. However, today she seems to be quieter and sits right next to me calmly. Yes, she has become quieter.
Ken and his family came especially from Blue Mountain. In 2013, they suffered from the campfire, and volunteers have provided them assistance. The connection has lasted.
We get an invitation to come down to various events. So we've been down a couple of times, and today was Mother's Day. It was a special day, and we thought it would be good to come down today and bring some of the family.
I love the sign language. It was absolutely beautiful, and the music is, it makes you chill out and just feel very relaxed, and yes, beautiful music.
After the ceremony, volunteers also promoted vegetarian food. Children also served tea to their mothers. The intimate interactions have left a lasting memory for all participants.
This year was the first time that the Tzu Chi Handuan Liaison Office held its Buddha Day ceremony. To make it even more special, 2 Dharma masters from the Jingse Bo in Hualien traveled all the way there to lead the dignified event.
Kính lễ Phật. Nhận lộc hoa. Chúc phúc các tường.
Tzu Chi holds a Buddha Day ceremony in Ho Chi Minh City for the public.
Contemporary Tzu Chi doesn't just preach Buddhism, it also includes a lot of areas, including humanitarian assistance and environmental protection. When I see them working so hard to promote these events overseas, I believe it isn't easy.
They don't pray for themselves.
Mình thấy quả thật là cái cuộc sống của mình á, bên cạnh mình còn rất.
There are actually many people around us living in very painful environment every day, and I'll be very emotional whenever I think about it. I pray to the Buddha that the world will be in peace and everyone has enough food to eat and enough clothes to wear to stay warm.
Two Dharma masters from the Jingse abode lead everyone to conduct the Buddha Day ceremony.
This is my first time to be here, so it's special to me. I'm happy to see so many people gathering at a small, lovely place like this one.
The Dharma masters had an opportunity to attend the 16th United Nations Day of Vesak in Vietnam. After it was over, they went to the Tzu Chi office in Tam Pong Hai Ton with local business people for the Buddha Day ceremony. The event would allow the seeds of Tzu Chi to spread wider in Vietnam.
To spread the message of environmental protection, Kaohsiung Tzu Chi volunteers headed over to the Wenfu Junior High School to teach the students there how to make flowers from recycled plastic bags. Afterwards, the students gave them out at the local high-speed railway station.
These beautiful voices echo in the Kaohsiung High-Speed Railway Station. This is the first flash mob performance of Wenfu Junior High School chorus as they hope to give blessings to travelers. What's the most special is the flower which Tzu Chi volunteers taught them to make from recycled plastic bags.
We made these flowers from plastic bags. It's filled with our love to all the parents out there.
Through their song and some personal interactions, along with giving flowers, we hope that every mother can feel these children's best wishes to them.
In another area, Lingya District volunteers turned vegetables into flower bouquets. They hope to use this to replace the expensive flowers during the holiday season.
These are made from broccoli and we can cook it after we go home. It's convenient and practical to make these flower bouquets.
Volunteers apply their creativity to teach the public to recycle and reuse resources from daily life so that protecting the environment can also be fun and practical.
How do you get elementary students interested in protecting the environment? Gangsan Tzu Chi volunteers led a group of children from Zhejiang, China to learn how to make toys from recyclable materials. Each one of them were fascinated by their creative ideas. Thank you for watching. See you next time.